Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field on another miserable May day. April and May have been just absolutely an abomination for the weather. Saturday, I thought we would change, and Saturday was a perfect day for everything. And then everything changed right back. More rain. Hopefully we'll get this game in. There's supposed to be a game after this. Rain's supposed to be coming a little later, so we'll see. John Leone, the right fielder, will lead it off for Revere against Aiden Dow on the mound for Glasgow. Glasgow trying to get a little closer to qualifying for the state tournament. They're 8-3, 2 games away. Revere trying to get a little bit closer. They're 5-8. They beat some pretty good teams, but they've lost some tough games. Solid shot. Woke the third base coach up as it's pulled foul. Quickly 0-2. So a very tough day. Overcast, dark. Rain yesterday, tonight into today. Chased the pitch down away for strike 3. That was John Leone. This is E.J. Leone, the shortstop. In for a strike. I apologize. I do not know the name of the umpire behind the plate, but it's Lynn's Richie Cowdell out on first base. Hit foul out of play. So the first 2 hitters, Dow has thrown nothing but strikes. Aiden, a 3-sport athlete. Basketball, football, obviously baseball. Reaches for that and hits it to the backstop. And again, we apologize for maybe a distraction on your screen with the netting behind home plate. They still haven't fixed that at all. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. It's hanging down front. There are baseballs that you can probably see intertwined. Hit up in the air to first baseman in foul territory, drifting back into fair territory was Brendan Lannon. Two up, 2 down. Matt Cravata, the third baseman, is the hitter. Swing and a miss. That's the first pitch out of the strike zone. And there's the second. Popped up behind home plate. Galizzi giving chase. Makes the play. Does a nice job back there. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Dow and the Rams. And they'll get a chance to jump on top. This is a case of Revere is using a designated hitter. Lynn Glasgow is not. For Glasgow, it'll be the catcher, Nico Galizzi, leading off. Brett Buckland will bat second and play center field. Playing third and batting third, Deshaun Anderson. Pitching and batting cleanup is Aiden Dow. The first baseman, Brendan Lannon, will hit number 5. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, Jared DiFilippo. The second baseman, Daniil Ortiz, will hit number 7. Batting 8th and playing right field, James Wilkins. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order, playing left field, is Kyle Durant. Head guy for Classical, Mike Zukowski. Been around for a while. Calvin Boudreau, tall right-hander on the mound for Revere. So Galizzi will try to get it started. He's having a very good year, offensively and defensively. High and tight for a ball. As usual, action going on over at Manning Field. Looks like track. I know there's a lacrosse game, I think, at 5 o'clock. Low for a ball. Revere is skipping out of the Northeastern Conference next year. They're going to jump back to the GBL. When Medford, Malden, Somerville, and Everett were initially voted in, and now they've got voted out. Down and in 3-0. So Revere said, we think we'll go back too. So that'll give them 5 teams in that league, and there's talk that Cambridge Rins could come back to that league as well. In for a strike. I thought I heard him say strike, but it was inside and tight, and it's ball 4. Galizzi draws a walk. Brett Buckland, center field, also does some very good pitching. The runner takes off. They fake the bunt. They throw it down. Not in time. So a runner in scoring position for Classical. Slices it foul off to the right side, up in the seats. Slices it to right again, over near the line. Sliding, had it, dropped it. The runner had to hold up because it was caught and dropped. It'll be an error on the right fielder. So second and third, Tayshawn Anderson has a chance to get Classical on the board. The right fielder got a good jump, went over to the line, had it, and just dropped it. Hit in the air to short right field, coming on the right fielder. They send the runner. Safe at the plate, he got by him. Catcher had to go up the third base line just enough that he had to reach, and a good job by Galigi to go around the catcher and slide in. Aiden Dow can help himself. He's already got a lead. He can make it 2. Wants to at least put the ball in play. Obviously looking for a base hit. But with the runner at third, they'd like to bring in the runner in. Down and away for a ball. Fishing for a ball. Fishing again, 3-1. Hit to first base. It's going to bring a run home. So the error really cost Revere as Costco puts 2 on the board. Dow will get an RBI. In for a strike to Brendan Lannon. Solidly hit into right center field for a base hit. So Lannon keeps the inning going. Hit to third. They'll throw DiFilippo out. Well, Glasgow gets on the board with 2. They leave a base runner. The only base hit was the hit prior to the throw out for the third out. The base hit had nothing to do with the inning. It was a walk, an error, a sacrifice fly, and a ground out. But Glasgow will take them all. So at the end of 1, Glasgow has jumped out in front of Revere 2-0. We start the second inning. Zach Furlong, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Quickly 2 strikes. Chop foul. Low for a ball, evens the count at 2. Just missed. The payoff pitch. Missing for ball 4. Revere's going to be worried about Dow picking people off. He's made a limit of that. I think he's got close. If he doesn't have a half a dozen, it's close. And he throw over, getting back is Furlong. Hit foul back. Foul tip off the catcher. Down and away for a ball. Throw over to first, getting back. Curveball took something off. It floated up, and he swung right through it. Nice pitch. So the first out, as it was in the first inning, is a strikeout. David Guglielmo, the second baseman, is the hitter. Up and away for a ball. Hit to left field down the line. Foul ball. Just hooked foul. Stayed fair most of the way down. Down and away for a ball. To left field, over near the line. Cal Durant with the play. Two-way. John Murphy, the catcher, will be the hitter. The runner got a big jump. The ball's hit way up in the air. They're going to run out of real estate. Galizzi sliding, landing the long run. Dow trying to get there as well. Oh, two. The count. Hit past the dive of Deshaun Anderson. So John Murphy gets a base hit. Furlong will move over to second base. 2-1 for the pitcher, Calvin Boudreau. Can help himself get a little close with a base hit. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Hit to third. Anderson will make the easy play at third base. So Revere gets a leadoff walk, a 2-out single, and they're left on first and second. Dow's got a strikeout apiece in the first 2 innings. And Glasgow will have 7, 8, and 9 coming up in the second inning. Northeastern Conference Baseball. Revere, as we mentioned, will be in this conference for the last year. They may still opt to play some of the Northeastern Conference teams in non-conference games. They may not, having been voted out. I'm sure they'll still play Winthrop probably in football on Thanksgiving Day. But again, the weather has been absolutely unbelievable. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've never seen weather like this. 21 out of 30 days in April rain, and almost every day so far. And we're 2 weeks into May, and we might have had 2 good days. This is Monday, a week from this Friday will be the Clancy tournament. And that's the end of the season. And the weather has been abominable. The most difficult part for the Lynn teams, if they have a makeup game here at Frazier Field, athletic directors are going crazy trying to get this field to get the makeup game. Because not only do you have English, Classical, Tech, and St. Mary's, but you also have KIPP that play their games here. So you have to get games squeezed in around so many teams. Pop foul back and out of play. St. Mary's trying to get some games in that they've missed. Are actually this coming Saturday, the 18th, we'll be playing a doubleheader here at Frazier Field, a morning and an afternoon game. Way out in front of that off-speed pitch, held it way foul down the left side. Quickly, it's 0-2 to Daniil Ortiz, the second baseman for the Rams. Down in the dirt, nice stop by the catcher Murphy. Way out in front again. Solid shot by Mike Sukowski, the third base coach. Bounces back into play. So they have to track it down. Third baseman chasing it out of the short left field. Yeah, he'll get back to third. We'll get back to baseball. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Breaks down and away. Ortiz took a good long look at that one. The 2-2 pitch. Pop straight up. It's going to be backing out of play. Ortiz hanging around a little bit. Swing and a miss. Boudreau gets him. First strikeout for Boudreau. Leads the second inning. James Wilkins, the right fielder. James, one of 8 seniors on this classical team. Slices it up in the seats. He should almost be putting the lights on here. Long throw, and it skips past and goes right by. Second error for Revere. And he almost made a third, but Wilkins was sliding in at second. He'll stay there. He reaches on the throwing error. That pitch was way up and in, and he almost took a step back and punched it down to the third baseman, right at the third base bag. The long throw skipped past. So Wilkins winds up in scoring position at second base with 1 out. They took advantage of a Revere error in the first inning to score a couple of runs. High for a ball. Kyle Durant, the hitter, with the top of the order. Nico Galizzi on deck. Try to change up. Started high and stayed high. In for a strike. 2-1 to the Ram left fielder. Down and away for a ball. Durant will be fussy here. It's got to be a very good pitch with the count 3-1. In for a strike. Can't be as fussy here now. 3-2. Slices it down the right field line, foul down the bullpen area. Once again, the payoff pitch. That's ball 4. So Revere almost mimics the first inning. There was an error and a walk in the first inning. That came with nobody out. And Classical turned it into 2 runs. Now they have an error and a walk with 1 out. Galisi drew the walk in the first inning, came around to score. Hit in the air to right field. Coming on, making the play, not deep enough for anybody to go anywhere. So Galisi hits the first pitch and flies out. Brett Buckland was the recipient of the error in the first inning. He scored. He hit the ball to right field. It was dropped. He wound up scoring on Aiden Dow's ground ball after Galisi scored on Anderson's sacrifice fly. Hits that straight up in the air. Boudreau, the pitcher, calling for it. Dropped the ball. For the second time in the first 2 innings, Buckland has reached on an error. So the bases are loaded for Deshaun Anderson, who hasn't been up officially but has got an RBI. Hit a sacrifice fly to right field, knocking in the first run. Nice stop by the catcher, Murphy. High and tight, 2-0. So an errant throw, a drop, pop-up, and a walk. Sandwiched around a flyout and a strikeout. And we got bases loaded and 2 outs. Pitching from the stretch with the bases loaded. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. So Deshaun Anderson, the Ram third baseman. High and tight. 3-1. He's on the verge of walking in a run. Boudreau was working quickly. Anderson stepped out on him and got timeout granted by the plate umpire. So again, he'll be very fussy here with this pitch, 3-1. It's got to be a very good pitch. Hits it high in the air to deep center field. Going back to center fielder, it's over his head, all the way back to the warning track. Anderson got all of that one. Center fielder Furlong just kept going back and going back, almost the deepest part of the ballpark. Anderson got 2 more RBI with a double. He's got 3 RBI and 2 at-bats. A bases clearing double. 2 of the runs scoring were errors. The other was a walk. Tao hits it in the air the other way to left field. They get Tao for the 3rd out. But boy, that pop-up dropped in front of the plate along with the errant throw. Certainly caused some problems. Because Glasgow winds up with Anson getting a bases empty double, knocking in 3. And just like that, Glasgow has jumped out to a 5-0 lead over Revere at the end of 2. 9-1-2 for Revere as we start the 3rd inning. Casey Cummings, he's DHing for the first baseman, Ralph Sinelli. Waves at that pitch, was in on the hands. Swung right through it. Waves at another one. Up and away for a ball. Foul tip held on to by Galizzi. O'Dowd has a strikeout an inning. John Leone led off the ball game, struck out swinging. That one hit off his foot. Bounced out in front of the plate, but it went off his foot. Very quick call, foul by the umpire. In for a strike, quickly 0-2. Went with the off-speed curveball. It broke down and away, stayed outside. Dow does a nice job. He doesn't throw it in the 90s, but he moves it around. He throws that off-speed pitch, makes that fastball look a little bit quicker. High and tight. That was the fastball there. Moves it around well. Wide for ball, so he had him. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. I'll put him on. Hit solidly, but right at Deshaun Anderson. His usual rifle shot over to first base. 2 up, 2 down in the 3rd. I don't know if they're brothers. That was John Leone that ground out. This is E.J. Leone. It's a shortstop. He popped up to Brandon Lannon, who was standing in foul territory and took one step in a fair territory behind first base to make the play. Hit solidly to short. DiFilippo takes care of it. 2 hard hit balls, but right at the third baseman and shortstop. Second 1-2-3 inning out of 3 for Aiden Dow. Picked up his 3rd strikeout. And we'll move into the bottom of the 3rd with Glasgow holding on to that 5-0 lead over Revere. Revere are the Patriots. And I believe it's the Jets over there, the lacrosse getting set to start their game at 5 o'clock. Manning and Frazier going most of the time, especially now with makeup games. And they still have a soccer league that plays over at Manning. They have a flag football league that plays over there. So it gets an awful lot of use. And a tip of the hat to all the DPW workers who work here at Frazier and over at Manning Field. The job hasn't been easy this year with all the rain. all the bad weather. They've done a terrific job. Getting the field ready. And I know it's turf in the infield, but the outfield is grass. They have to do some work out there. The mound is all dirt. Even to the point the dugouts pick up a lot of water. Have to try and get those ready for teams. They do a great job. Brendan Lannon got a base hit. He got the only hit in the first inning, but it didn't really count because it was 2 outs. He got stranded at first base. The runs had already been scored on a couple of errors, a walk. Sacrifice fly on the ground out. They scored the 2 runs without a hit. They scored the 3 in the second with only 1 hit. It was a big, solid shot to deep center field. One of the longest shots we've seen hit this year by Deshaun Anderson. Fishing inside, 2-0. Brendan Lannon, Jared DiFilippo, Daniil Ortiz, the 3 scheduled hitters. Dow, Filippo, Anderson, Galizzi, Aaron O'Connor, who's on the shelf, Kyle Durant, are all underclassmen. That's a pretty good returning group for Mike Sukakis as Lannon's on for the second time with a walk. Jared DiFilippo hit it hard, but hit it right at the third baseman. And was thrown out ending the first inning. In for a strike. Hit foul back. Count goes 0-2. Hits it down the right field line, just sliced foul. That didn't miss by much. Almost found a good spot. About a foot or 2 foul. And we'll do it again at 0-2. The runner takes off, chopped out in front of the plate. So it's not a sacrifice, but it works the same. He pushed the runner over. Just a little chop out in front of the plate. Daniil Ortiz, the second baseman, struck out swinging in the second inning. Laskell again has a runner in scoring position. And that hit him. Coaches used to come out and question that pitch before because in the past it was a case of The hitter had to make a legitimate attempt to get out of the way. Couldn't turn in, couldn't stay there and get hit. But that's been by the boards, and now they're checking out Murphy, who got hit with that little. I think it's very lucky that it hit Ortiz first. But it might have hit him in a vulnerable spot. He may now be a soprano. Let's hope the young man is going to be okay. Coach is coming out to check. Umpire Mike Sukowski's checking also. Now they're going to help him up. Gets a handshake from his pitcher. We're glad he's okay. So 2 on, 1 out. James Wilkins reached on an error. Hit the ball right at the third base bag, and the throw across the diamond skipped past. And he wound up safe at second base. And he scored the first of 3 runs because they made another error in the inning. With a walk sandwiched in, loaded the bases, and Anderson cleared him with a mammoth shot to center field. Off-speed pitch, pucks it up in the seats. Oh, 2 the count to the Ram right fielder. Off-speed pitch again, hit high in the air. Left field coming on, calls off the shortstop. Sarmanian makes the play. So 2 away for Kyle Durant, who drew a walk and then walked around on Anderson's triple. Two on, 2 out for the Rams. They lead it 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. In for a strike. Like he was chopping wood. That pitch was over his head, high and tight, and he chopped right through it, swung right through it. The 0-2 pitch, up and coming. Nice stop by Murphy, the catcher. It's still cold and breezy, and I was looking to see how the wind was blowing. I looked out to the flagpole. There's no flag. I don't know if they took it down or it blew down. Chops it again, fouls it off. Dangerous territory here. We were here last year. The backdrop, the black screen out in center field is the backdrop on the center field fence. Got blown away with a lot of Navigator ads in a game we did here last year. They had to wait, clean it up. Down and in for a ball. We got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the third. That pitch was just got a tap. That was outside and high and trying to protect the plate. He just stuck the bat out and just got a piece. Had to reach way out for that one. So we'll do 2 and 2 again. Chops it to short. Long throw across the diamond. Nice throw by E.J. Leone. They called him safe. He didn't beat it. The coach is coming out to talk to the plate umpire. Base umpire called him safe, said he was off the base. So it's another error for Revere. This one on the shortstop. Landon hustled around and scored. Going over to third is Ortiz. So second and third now. Glasgow's got another unearned run. 6 unearned runs. Swing and a miss as Durant moves over to second base. So Revere is being very gracious guests here at Fraser Field. And poor Calvin Pedro on the mound is saying, "What are you doing to me?" 2 quick strikes as Galizzi swings through both pitches. He walked and scored, fly to right. You'll throw him out at first base for the third out. So it looked like Glasgow was going to not score for the first time. But yet another error by Revere and good base running by Landon gives them another run. We played 3 full here at Fraser Field in this Northeastern Conference battle. Link Glasgow 6, Revere nothing. We start the 4th inning. Anthony Marino, young freshman, will be the new pitcher. Aiden Dow will go to first base. We'll find out when they bat the next time, but we think Landon's gone to left and Durant is out of the ballgame. So we're thinking that Marino would bat in the number 9 spot. Matt Cravata is the hitter. He popped to the catcher as 1 trip. Hit foul. Marino not that big. Now we got another catcher. Galizzi got hit with that ball coming back. That one got him up around the shoulder. 0-2. Clee's a tough kid. But Marino not big in stature, but he just leans back and says, "Here it comes. See if you can hit it." If you're a fan of TV 15, you've seen Marino before from Little League, Babe Ruth. High and away for a ball. Down and in for a ball. Count evens at 2. High for a ball. Hit way up in the air in foul territory. Long run for Anderson. Gets there and makes the play. Hit the second base. Fouled off the catcher. Foul tip held on to. Nice inning. So Marino comes on and gets a 1-2-3 inning. So down with the first three, didn't give up a run. One base hit, walk one, struck out three. Marino comes on, gets a 1-2-3 inning. 3 of the 4 innings have been 1-2-3. For Glasgow will be 2, 3, and 4. Brett Buckland, Deshaun Anderson, Aiden Dow. To face Calvin Boudreau, who'll be starting his 4th inning of work. We're halfway through the ball game. Three of the 4 runs that Glasgow scored came without a base hit. The other 3 helped out by 2 errors and a walk. The 1 base hit, the big double by Anderson. So Glasgow's only got 2 hits in the ball game. They got 6 runs. Four big errors in a ball game for the Patriots. Brett Buckland's been on base twice, both times errors. Fly ball right dropped. Pop up out in front of the plate, dropped. Both times he scored. So he hasn't got a hit. He's been on base twice. He scored 2 runs. He's 0 for 2. First 2 out of the strike zone. Buckland is the center fielder. Down and away, that goes to the backstop. So you would think he would be looking all the way here. In for a strike. And once again, he'll be very fussy with the count 3-1. Hits it up in the air. Slicing down the right side, staying fair. John Leone goes over and makes the play. So for the first time, Buckland doesn't reach. 1 up, 1 down in the fourth. Keyshawn Anderson hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI and ripped a shot and a half over the center fielder's head to the warning track in almost dead center field, clearing the bases, 3 RBI. So Classical leading 6-0. Keyshawn Anderson has got 4 RBI. Hit up the middle, in the center field for a base hit. So he stays perfect. 2 for 2 with 4 RBI. Aiden Dow grounded out second to first, getting an RBI, knocking in the second run in the first inning. Last time up, he went the other way and flied out to the left fielder. Chopped by the mound. That's going to be tough. Nice play by the second baseman. Guglielmo getting to it quickly and throwing Dow out. Just a little tapper. No wasted motion by Guglielmo. Over to Sinelli at first for the second out. Anderson moved over to second base. Landon is perfect. He singled, walked, and scored a run. He hustled around from second base on an infield error. They called the runner safe at first with the first baseman drawn off the bag. And Landon just kept coming around third and scored. Hit the second base. Last second, it took a hop right into the midsection of Guglielmo. He makes his second play in the inning. So, for the first inning in the game, Classville doesn't score. They got a hit. They leave a base runner. We played 4 full here at Frazier Field. Classical leading 6-0 over Revere. David Guglielmo, the second baseman, will be the hitter. Anthony Marino will start his second inning of work. Up and in for a ball. Hit to left field for a base hit. Bounced in front of, we're assuming, is Landon out in left field. I mentioned that was the first inning that Classical didn't score the bottom of the fourth. It was also the first inning that Revere didn't make an error. John Murphy's been up once and got a base hit. He had the only hit until Guglielmo just got that base hit. Hit right back to the mound. Second for 1. They turned DiFilippo. Perfect. Absolutely. Started by the pitcher Marino. Nice turn in the middle by DiFilippo. Perfect one-hopper right back to the mound. Marino did a good job. DiFilippo, a great turn in the middle. And very quickly, there's 2 outs. Calvin Boudreau, the pitcher. Bounce to Anderson for the unassisted putout with runners at first and second. Back in the second inning. Facing Marino for the first time. Down and away for a ball. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. Up and away for a ball. In for a strike, the count goes full. Pair pitch up and coming, pitcher to pitcher. Missing for ball 4. Casey Cummings, the designated hitter, struck out swinging his one trip. That was against Dow. High and tight for a ball. He's a DH hitting for the first baseman, Ralph Sinelli. Chops that one and pops it up. Dow, the first baseman, will make the play. So Marino doing a good job. He's given up a hit and a walk in 2 innings, but he's only faced 7. As he turned that nice 1-6-3 double play. We'll move into the bottom half of the 5th. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Jared DiFilippo, Janelle Ortiz, James Wilkins. The hitters. Boudreau will start his 5th inning of work. He's pitched well. He certainly can sue for non-support. 2 unearned runs in the first, 3 unearned runs in the second. An unearned run in the third, all 6 runs unearned. 4 huge errors for Revere. Down and away for a ball. High for a ball. In for a strike. People was grounded to third and punched it to the mound. He's 0 for 2 against Boudreau. Just got a piece, fouled it off the catcher. Counts even at 2. Down and in. Chopped the shot. Big hop for the shortstop. Took a little too much time. He made that exciting. He just got DiFilippo by a step. Little hesitation throwing the ball. It wound up being it was a big hop to the shortstop. It wound up being a bang play at first. Daniil Ortiz struck out, got hit by a pitch. In for a strike. Right behind the third base bag, another long throw. This time they pick it at first base. Nice job by Sinelli picking it out of the turf. That's a long throw by the third baseman, Cravata. Right behind the third base bag. And Sinelli made the nice pick at first base. Popped up. Hard rush. Can't get there. Wasn't hit that high and not that far. Wilkins has reached center and scored and flied to left. Down the way evens the count at 1. Down and in. High for a ball. In for a strike. And here we go again. Full count. We've had a few of those in this game. Lined in the center field, coming over and making the play. Zach Furlong got a good jump. Wilkins hit it well. Furlong sprinted over to left center field and made the play. So Classical is down in the 5th, second straight inning. They didn't score. This time they didn't get a base runner. First time they went 1-2-3. We finished 5 here at Frazier Field. Classical holding on to that 6-0 lead over Revere. We'll start at the top of the 6th, and it's the top of the order for Revere. John Leone is struck out and grounded out. He's up for the first time against Anthony Marino, starting his 3rd inning of work. Two quick strikes. Call, 3rd strike. What a nice pitch. E.J. Leone popped to first, grounded to 3rd. Good fastball inside for a strike. Hit over the third baseman's head for a base hit. Only the third hit for Revere. Matt Cravata popped to the catcher, popped to the third baseman. Way inside, pushes him off the plate. Revere's only had one runner get to second base. Hit up in the air, foul off to the right side, out of play. The runner took off, the ball was hit foul. And again, if you weren't with us earlier, we apologize for the distraction on your screen. That they still haven't fixed the backstop here. The overhang, if you're familiar with Fraser Field, the cement overhang is collapsing. They've cordoned off all of the seats that are under the underhang. So quite a bit of the stadium is shut off from sitting. Pulled foul past first base. And the netting came down. Of course, the netting with strong winds we had got blown all over the place, and there hasn't been any work done on the area at all. So it's just hanging. There's still baseballs caught in the netting that you probably see on your screen. Hit the second base. The runner was off and running. Ortiz will make the play over to first for the second out. Only the second runner to reach second base for Revere. They had a walk and a single in the second. And the third out was a force out at third. The runner never got the third. One runner made the second. Now this is the second runner making second base. Big hop for the second baseman. Almost overthrew Dow. Had to go up a little bit to get that one. So the hit doesn't hurt. Revere is down. Revere's down to their last 3 outs as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. And it'll be 9-1-2 for Classical. As they're holding on to that 6-0 lead. As we mentioned before, all 6 runs unearned. An error in the first, 2 errors in the second, an error in the third. Classical has 3 base hits. Only one that really counted, a bases loaded, and that was the bases loaded with 2 errors and a walk. A shot to deep center field, way over the center fielder's head to the warning track, almost dead center field. And by Deshaun Anderson, and knocking in all 3 runs in the second inning. After a walk, an error, a sacrifice fly, and a ground out, had got Classical 2 in the first. Both of those were unearned.
It doesn't include the playoffs, but I'm sure he's saying something.
So we got a new pitcher. Second baseman David Guglielma will take over on the mound for Revere. The third baseman Cravata moves over to second, and Boudreau will go to third. Anthony Marino will be up for the first time. He come in relief of Dow in for a strike. He's actually placing Durant in the batting order. Durant had walked, reached on error, and scored a run. We mentioned Marino, only a freshman. Daniel Ortiz, the second baseman, and Kyle Durant, who was the starting left fielder. Those three are all freshmen. To the backstop, and the count evens up at 2-2. Down and in, and another full count. As I mentioned before, we had a few of these. Hit into right field for a base hit, just past the reach of the second baseman. So the number 9 hitter for Classical reached base 3 times and scored a run with a base hit, an error, and a walk. The other 2 reach were Kyle Durant. This one is Marino, who dives back on the throw over to first base. Nico Galizzi walked and scored, fly to right, struck out swinging, thrown out by the catcher. Hit foul, right to the third base coach's box. I said Cravata moved over. He didn't. He's still at third base. Hit back to the mound. Will they get 2? Yes, they will. Nice turn and a nice pick at first base. So Revere says, Classical, if you can do 163, we can too. Two-way now. Brett Buckland reached an error, scored, reached an error, scored. Flied out to right field. In for a strike. As the lights come on here at Frazier Field. That was way inside. He was backing away, in on the hands, and pushed it past first base. A very late swing by Buckland. Revere wanted that. Hit foul off Buckland in the batter's box. That one goes to the backstop. Yeah, we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. a little tap. Hit that one off the top of the bat. So Guglielmo comes in, does the job. He gives up a base hit, but it's wiped out on a double play. He only faces 3 hitters. So here we go into the 7th inning. Revere down the last 3 outs. We played 6 full. Classical leading 6-0. I gave Anthony Marino credit for pitching that 6th inning. It was Tim Nerrick. And it was Tim Nerrick that got the base hit. In for a strike. Down away for a ball. So Marino pitched 2, gave up a hit. Walked a batter, struck out a batter. Popped up. And it's going to be up in the seats. So Nerrick pitched the 6th. He's now pitching the 7th. Brandon Samanian struck out twice. Once against Dow, once against Marino. Hit foul up in the seats again. Thought about it, was way up inside, and he almost swung it. Just held up. They checked with Richie Caldell down at first base. He said no, it didn't swing. And he didn't, but he thought about it. Able to hold up just in time. Hit foul again. Strike 3 called. He's out. He hit the trifecta. He struck out against all 3 pitchers. David Guglielmo, who's now the pitcher, he's been up twice. He flied to right, singled. He's got one of the 3 hits that Revere has. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. So Nerrick has given up a hit. He struck out 2. Actually struck out 3. That one goes over the head of John Murphy, the catcher. Murphy got the first hit of the game back in the 2nd inning for Revere. Chopped at that was way up and in and pulled it foul. Last time up, he bounced into a 1-6-3 double play. So he's 1 for 2. As the lights are on all over the place now. Manning and here at Frazier. Hit in the air to right field. Wilkins is there. Wilkins makes the play. And Glasgow is going to get their 9th win. Closing in on that tournament berth Revere will drop to 5-9. Classical will go to 9-2. They got all they needed in the first inning. Galizzi drew a walk, stole second. Buckland reached on an error, putting runners at second and third. Anderson hit a sacrifice fly for 1. Dow bounced out second and first for 2. It was 2-0. The big second inning, Wilkins reached on an error. Durant walked after 2 outs. Buckland's pop-up was dropped out in front of the plate. It turned big because Anderson launched a mammoth shot into almost dead center field over the center fielder's head for a 3-run triple. It was 5-0. They added a run in the 6th. Landon drew a walk, went to second on a force out, and on a ground ball, again with 2 outs, the ball was thrown. It drew the first baseman off the bag. Landon, running hard, came around third, scored to make it 6-0, and that was the final score. Classical getting 6 unearned runs. Revere wound up with only 3 base hits. It was Dow, Marino, Anthony Marino, and Tim Nerrick combining on the shutout and handing Revere their 9th loss. For Classical, Galizzi was on base, scored a run. Buckland was on twice, scored 2 runs. Anderson was perfect. He had a sacrifice fly, a 3-run triple, a single. He knocked in 4 of the 6. Landon had a base hit and a walk, scored a run. Kyle Durant was on base twice, a walk and an error, scored a run. Wilkins was on with an error, scored a run. As I mentioned, 6 unearned runs, 4 big errors by Revere, the difference in the game. So Classical gets it done. Anderson, 2 base hits. Classical only got 4. He got 2 of them. A big triple clearing the bases. He had 4 RBI to lead the way. 3 different pitches. Dow, Marino, and Nerrick combined for the shutout. And Classical shuts out Revere 6-0. They'll go to 9-2. Revere will go to 5-9. So that was the final score, 6-0 Classical. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.